beings. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Yeah, I have to admit, this new style is actually looks better. The other one is, I know it's darker in the background, but I'm kind of getting used to it. But it's actually higher quality, the video quality. You might not tell there, but back here it says it's higher. So whatever that means, it's not it's not it's not 4K. I don't even know what that look. I'm not going to get. It's HD. It's higher HD. But either way, it's still enough of that. Anyway. Okay. All right. It's 12:30. Energy's a little bit better. Had some unwanted some visitors before I went live here. I'll go into some of that. The energy is cleared of that. Fritzy is here, biting my leg. I don't know if we'll bring her up in the. She gets weird when I pick her up. So we'll see. Yeah, cats are just going to do their thing. Fifth dimensional new Earth, stock market, time travel, energy. First off, with the new Earth, the energy. You can see that's on an individual level. On the world level, obviously the world's gone completely insane, but that's normal. That's normal here. But of course, you have to go through our lessons or go through what we need to go through. Every day is a lesson, even if you don't know what it is. Just getting through the day, getting through this place, all the agendas that are interlocking together. It's not always supposed to explain itself. That's just the way it is. One thing about the lower dimensions, though, this is probably just not mentioned, maybe ever. I imagine somebody's mentioned it here. I imagine. But anyway, all the chaotic energy, the drama, like, let's put it this way, toxic drama. You can say you can have higher dimensional drama to a certain level, but the toxic lower dimensional drama, it's just like desperate housewives on crack. It's like, it's just toxic. And of course, it's toxic masculine also. But it's the lower dimensional beings are always just trying to eat each other. Just trying to tear each other apart. This person did this person did that, yada, yada, yada. I think this came through yesterday's channel. I can't remember, but like the TV show The Good Place, it's supposed to look like a nice place, but it's actually hell. And this world has a lot of that here. So it looks like a nice place, but it's actually a bunch of psychotics running it. And so, yeah, The Good Place TV show, I think I mentioned some of that here. Man, that show really dived. It's like unwatchable. It's like, I don't know if it's for kids or what. It just, the first season, I mean, I didn't watch it like season day, episode to episode, but it was, it had originality to it. And it just got more and more childish. Like, it didn't know what to do with itself once the premise was out there. Yeah, so the lower dimensional beings, you see, like, the conspiracy theories are theorists that are toxic. That's a lot of work. Now that can be, you can have a good, like a wall meaningful conspiracy theorist, but they can be manipulated into chaos. And of course, you have other people that are manipulated into chaos also. So it's all kind of fueling itself. You have a chaotic, manipulated audience that has no idea about the lower dimensions and how it works, and doesn't realize it's feeding fear or feeding whatever it wants. It just gets your mind to go crazy, basically. So that's the lower dimensions, is basically just beings trying to tear each other apart. And you see that here in our dimension. You see that in obviously Washington, that I can't even speak about. I can't even talk about Washington. I'm just not going to go there. It's that bad. I was going to connect to Xenu of the Scientology, but even there, I'm kind of like, I'm not going to do that either. Not that there's anything there I've already done in the past, but the way the climate is right now, just trying to be on the good side of the internet, something like that. Be nice and shadow ban, join the shadow banning. Man, they up their ante on it on my channel recently. All right, just learn to love it. So get to the new Earth energy, what the new Earth has for what the message of the new Earth has. Let's put it that way. And you can, of course, connect to it on an individual basis. Connect to even it's not clear on that, but you can tap into medbed energies through a meditation. I mean, you can create your own medbed. Now, not that you're going to cure everything, but you can clear out lower dimensional beings. You can do your own system there. You can also use incense, candles. You don't necessarily have to go to you could put, like, many are really obsessed with the med bed energy, which is nothing wrong with that, but you could just tap into that energy and just put it into your everyday tools. And you never know. Without building an actual med bed, like have all these crystals laid out. I can get kind of not everybody has room for that. Like have a crystal. It could be a small one or it can be a large one. As like you have one large one as your med bed, your healing crystal they have by your bed or somewhere. They have you next to you. At least you don't have to carry it around all day. But of course, you never know. I might come to that one day. And stock market energy. Not to go into the stock market itself. I think I saw somewhere where it was saying there'd be a stock market crash. It could be. I'm not seeing it. It's mostly just it's obviously it's going to go up and down, but there is a lot of time traveler energies in the higher dimensions or whatever dimension that you want to call that that screws with it. So it creates timelines. Well, the stock market is connected to our elite, like the main timeline, and not many people connect to that, and that's fine. You see all those numbers, and you see all. I mean, you don't have to understand it. You can just feel the vibrations, the manipulation that goes into our reality. So it's just another way to control society. It's doing a bang up job there. And also Sirius A. Of course, I did a Sirius B recently. I haven't done a Sirius A like ages, so it's been a long time. Maybe it's been so long, it's been very long. B is usually the more popular one. I was going to connect to Sirius C, but it's like, heck, I haven't even done Sirius A. So I believe there's a Sirius C. We just can't see it. I believe there's a Sirius C, there's a Sirius D. We just can't see it in the physical realm. And of course, you can't always trust an astronomer, whatever. You can't always trust that either, because you know how government has been so like in Ohio. Oh, everything's fine over there, no problem. Drink the water, have a good time there. Nothing wrong is happening there. Jeez. It's it's messed up. Yeah, people probably should not be living in that area of Ohio right now. They probably, at least people look down on Russia, but at least Russia cleared out people during Chernobyl. Now where those people go is another story. But yeah, well, just the way it goes. Okay, I think I got this down. Maybe I don't. All right. That's weird. That was set up. I'll be right with you. Okay. All right, so I'm totally coming for our sessions. We have schedule. We have the shop here. It's the slow shop. What is the shop? The webinar this week, social network behind the scenes. Okay, all right, we're going to the new Earth. So we basically tap into the new Earth's frequency, let the new Earth say what the new Earth has to say. And this becomes, yeah, because YouTube's kind of killing my algorithm here. It's like I can give you like deep information, and YouTube will just go against this. Like it needs to be some kind of celebrity in the title or something like that. It's like, okay, whatever. But the new Earth, usually I don't tap into the new Earth very often, so we'll see how it goes. I might do another one tomorrow. I do a 6th dimension Earth, 7th dimension Earth. We'll see. Let's see here. Anything else? Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. Blessings. Here we go. Brings you, we are consciousness of the new Earth. Of course, yes, we're connected to Gaia's energy field, future Gaia. Now, many of you are connected to the new Earth currently. And yes, it does make it frustrating because you're not exactly living it here in the physical as you like to. As many would like to indulge in the new Earth energy, yes, to teleport their energies, which technically you do that here, but you do it through a video. Many of you actually do astral project. You're just not aware of it. Like if you're thinking about somebody and that person is not in your area, a lot of you are master projecting to them. You're just not aware. And it would get kind of weird if you knew exactly what they're doing at that time. You are. So it's just to put that vibe out there that some of you are actually going to that level. Not everybody's astral projecting. What's the reason some of you just do carrying to get to the word it's being blocked by us. Yes, it's actually being blocked. Either way. Telepathy. A telepathy message. So some of you are enhancing your abilities. Some of you are literally feeling it. Now, the ones that really feel their vibrations shifting, as some of them individuals here that really have not matured. I mean, they have to a certain level, but they might be, some of them are in their 50s and their 60s, but they're actually very childlike, which is good. But some of you have been here in the deep, have really difficult lives, as you know, in this life and other lifetimes. There's a lot of heavy frequencies there. You don't understand it completely. It's like you're carrying around a building, a rock, a mountain, and you just you don't know what you're carrying around. You can't see it. You're not always meant to see it. It's not always time to let it go. I mean, you're here in this reality, just incarnating here in this time is a big deal. It's always a big deal, but this is a time of, because spirituality is getting strange. I mean, you are seeing the wizards becoming more powerful here. Yes, creating cults, creating mind control, because they want to control the people, they want to control the weak, which they are becoming more successful with. And it's going to get tricky, but just if you just trust yourself and do the best you can, of course. It is good to have validation, just in case you're missing something. You're not always meant to see a past life. A lot of times just focus on this life. That lifetime will fizzle out. But sometimes a time period might come to you. Might be Babylon, might be Middle Ages, whatever it is. There's a reason for it. Or Atlantis, if you're obsessed with Atlantis, obviously there's unfinished business there. And you're at a time where you can actually talk about it again. Because usually in the Earth's history, it's not something you talk about very often. But just being in this era and surviving it is a healing, because yes, you might get energy attacks, you might get manipulations, but if you just continue forward, you will get through it. The beings here at the lower levels, I mean, some of them, some lower dimensional beings, some those of you who have children, it's like, yeah, that's a lower dimensional being as my kid, but you still love them because you're there to help them improve, balance the dark and bring in the light. Because a lot of beings do get trapped in the lower energies, and it's just light. Yes, the light beings can be very naive, and you're here to improve on that. The lower dimensional beings are usually not naive, but they're also vicious. Yes, very dark, lost. They have their own issues. So it's like you have positive beings that have extreme naivety, very naive, very just not always aware of how the world works, how darkness works. And the dark beings are very intense, of just narcissists. just literally do not think any, yeah, they don't think they do anything wrong. So you have extreme on both ends, and you're here to come together. Not the easiest, as you can see. Blessings. Green sea, we have the consciousness of your economy. Yes, many are afraid of it. That is the lower dimensional beings are manipulating, of course, and also you're going through a reset, an energy reset. It's like a leaves of a tree. It's like the tree is being shaken. It's just letting go of what is not needed anymore, so you can regrow new life, new branches, new leaves, new. That's what's happening right now on an individual level. And yes, there was a storm. I mean, on this planet, it's necessary for a purge every once in a while. This is how you can find yourself too. You clear out the clutter to see who you are, to really have a moment for yourself. If you're always busy, you're always connected to this person, that person, you can get disconnected from yourself. So all these economical shifts is basically just to, as you've known in the year 2020, everything slowed down, probably slowed down too fast, where yes, relationships, crashed into each other. And they just, two people, in relationships didn't know who they were, or they became so busy with their lives, like sometimes being more distant to make the relationship better. But now you're forced to come back to each other, and ouch, that hurts. It's like, oh, it's you again. What do we do with this again? This marriage thing? What is that exactly? So, but yes, there are time traveler beings that do manipulate the stock markets. Of course, it is basically connected. The stock market is connected to your main timeline. It doesn't mean you have to know anything what it's about. You don't have to. Now you can connect to the stock market, just feel the vibrations of it, and see what's headed. Now, not to fall into the fear mongering of it, because sometimes they put trickster energy there to make you feel like it's all going to fall apart, the world's going to come to an end. There's always going to be some of that, so you put that to a side, and just because there's going to always be manipulations within the market. It's just the way it is. There's always going to be a timeline of apocalypse, just the way it is. But it doesn't mean you have to fall for it. So it's just for those of you who try to read the future. Let's put it that way. So you don't, like I say, you don't have to know what any of it means or the numbers. You don't have to care about any of it. But you're trying to see the future, the stock market. You just connect to the Dow Jones or whatever it might be, and just feel the vibrations of it, feel the agendas. You might feel an archon energy. You might feel, it's good to protect your field. because you're kind of getting an idea of how the society is being built. So it's good to really protect yourself if you want to see at least the agenda, the current agendas of today. So the agendas currently is basically because humanity is not aware of the darkness here. I mean, sort of, but basically, darkness here is just showing its power. It's showing how strong it is, and it's many people, not everybody. Many are going through victim mentality. There's many conspiracy theories people that are have a huge following. A lot of them are going through the victim mentality, and they don't even know how to get out of it. They don't even if you even say that to them, they call it an insult, but then they go back to being victimized. Like the elites are going to take us over. The elites are doing this, all victim frequency. Yes, the truth hurts. And that's just like a light truth. So, yeah, it's just, and it's conspiracy theories. Well, they also, now some of the conspiracy theory people tap into other versions of Earth, yes, where apocalypse is happening. So that really messes with their minds. They feel just like the stock market, they feel the agendas. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but they feel they get crazy. As some of you know, it's easy to get locked into that because sometimes some of this does happen, but you know that's up to you to heal that. And humanity is find its way from total ruin. Of course, there's always going to be a timeline. It's going to be the end of the world. It's always going to be out there somewhere, but it doesn't mean you have to connect to it. Gracia, we are the consciousness of Sirius A. Yes, we are very much in the future. You say 3,000 years into the future or further, but we'll just say we're 3,000 years into the future. Yes, we are light beings. There's different versions of our reality, of course, but actually, Sirius A does play a big role in your world's development. Now, there are planets within Sirius and around our constellation that worlds that are going through a lot of difficulties, and many of them are here. But it's basically, you can say a lot of Syrian beings came here, thought they can enlighten the world, and many of them did. Actually, Syria is where many of the beings were, like a high vibrational Atlantis in its own way. It was Atlantis, but it was very similar, very like a golden city. And Iran had something similar to that. And of course, it became so high vibration, your world could not handle it anymore. So it vanished. So you can visualize these golden cities here as if you wish, but realize it couldn't handle the challenges of this physical realm. But it had a lot those higher dimensional cities or beings that are within those cities brought in advanced DNA. Basically, the DNA can handle a great deal. So you'd be surprised how many humans here. It doesn't mean that they live forever, but they some do live a life as an immortal, meaning that some are powerful manifestors. Of course, they don't even know who they are. And some of them they're all around the world, but it's not just manifesting. I mean, manifesting good health, manifesting the right people around them, and a lot of these are just common folk. And are they going to try and get attention? No, these are not elite beings either. I mean, technically, you can say they are to a certain level. They're not here to take over the world or anything like that. You say some of your elites actually envy these people because, first of all, they have no idea of their power. And there are many of them. Obviously, there's others here that are going through their karma. So many here are going through just karma restraints. Like you're going through family member issues, that many are going through. It's like you wonder why you're going through all these problems. A lot of it's just within your family line. It's just, some of you incarnated here because you feel like you had no choice for various different reasons. You're unlocking. So basically, you are coming here so the future becomes a better place. Yes, this might be a hard lifetime. We're also, the idea is for it to be better in the future, but you're also to be here in the future also when the vibes are right. Doesn't mean you have to be here when the life is tough. Many are taking on 3 or 4 lifetimes in one lifetime currently. Usually it's 3 or 4 lifetimes. It can, yes, on some realities, it can be 10 or 100 lifetimes, yes. But some of you are taking on that massive challenges currently, as you probably know. And there's the challenges of 3 or 4 lifetimes worth of challenges. Let's put it that way. But Sirius A is, a lot of us in the higher dimensions feel this world is necessary because we can get lost in our own energy fields. Well, it's just that life becomes too easy, and we need to reset ourselves, clear out our darkness, know our darkness. If you need to be a criminal, go be one. And then hopefully you clear that out. It might take a while to clear that out. But yeah, be surprised how many higher dimensional beings are in your presence right now. Because some of them went deep into their darkness and they don't know how to get out of it. So then they end up being thrown in jail and things like that. All beings are like that, but quite a few aren't. And some of you weren't. That's why you incarnate here. This is why some of you incarnate here so many times, because you can. Not doesn't mean you have to know everything about this world, but that's this world is necessary for your growth. It just so you remember what kind of world this is, to navigate it, to not get lost here. It's like you can swim in the shallow waters, but at least you're swimming here. You don't have to go through extreme challenges. But it's just that you remember, because when you go into higher realms, you can forget. Now, you might have that knowledge of how difficult this world is, but you forget how it felt like. But when you come here, it's like, oh, that's why it's so. No wonder I forgot, because it's easy to forget. You remember the challenges, but you remember how you forget. You can't always pick up how those challenges felt, because you see the soul growth there. It's like, wow, I grew so much in that lifetime. Then you try to do it again. It's like, oh, yeah, it feels like you're carrying on, carrying 10 lifetimes. So, blessings.